Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a wonderful and beautiful day. Now that I'm actually shooting the episode, I'll be actually I'll be actually continuing shooting until Friday. So this episode is actually about the prison world that is fully under their control over the galactic as a central headquarters for the secret society of supervillains to news for them to exactly to reconvene and discuss their plans and their operations. For many centuries, the prison worlds have been under the control of Lord Victor Darkest. He's been controlling these worlds over for eons and for millennia. At the dawn of the sacred universe, Lord Victor Darkness waged war with all the inhabitants of all the species, of all the alien species, clans, and also the other hunters. In doing so, he managed to conquer vast worlds and vast universes, able to exactly conquering the prison universe and also the prison worlds. By conquering all these worlds and all these planets, the inhabitants of the prison universe and also the prison worlds were forced to exactly submit to Lord Victor Darkest's rule and also to his reign. The citizens and inhabitants were exactly submitting into Lord Victor Darkest's reign and also rule, and they were very, very quietly happy. They were very, very quietly happy to oblige to serve their new leader and also their new savior. Over time, Lord Victor Darkest began expanding his home world and all his territories, using his territory dealings with the for the galactics operation, and also using the prison world's army for the galactics operation, and also for many occasions in fighting the four nation hunters, the universal heroes, and the united heroes. Within the fourth within the 4th of September, the members of the Galactic reconvene to discuss their becoming operation and also to dealing with the new threat of the new level magic, which exterm which Exterminate exactly proudly said that this new level magic is going to become a new serious threat and a new serious problem for them to exactly rule and conquer the rest of sacred existence. Lord Victor Dark has said that the plan is quietly still in place. Taking care of the new level magic could exactly take time and eons. Let the universal heroes fight the new threat and let them destroy the universal prince. By doing so, they'll save them the luxury and the trouble of fighting against the universal heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition. Within that time, the Shadow Empire has managed to conquer vast worlds and vast civilization. The Intergalactic Coalition was able to intercept the battle cruisers of the Shadow Empire, able to exactly fought up with them. Some of the other Shadow Empire warlords were able to escape. The others were able to successfully teleport themselves away quickly. But the others were quietly ultimately taken into custody and sentenced straightly into the astral prison, where they'll be exactly to be interrogated from. Without a doubt, without a doubt, two days later, the members of the Galactic reconvene in order to discuss the becoming operation. Commander Mung was very quietly disappointed at the results that he quietly got, saying that they lost a batch of worlds, they lost major worlds and major planets, and that could have exactly faltered to be under that could exactly fall to under their control. But Lord Victor Darkest exactly said that he reassured him that the rest of the other worlds and the rest of the unknown worlds are still under their control, and they're still primarily secretly under their control. The Shadow Empire warlords are quietly working for them now, and they're secretly working with the members of the Galactic, as what Lord Victor Darkest said exactly. The prison worlds are quietly far away from the rest of sacred universe, and far away from the rest of the star universe and of the Mixel universe and of the golden universe and of the robotic universe. The prison universe is a universe that is quietly far away from all the other universes, especially from the sacred universe, meaning, in other words, far away. It cannot exactly be seen or unseen. It's a huge Milky Way that is quietly far away, and the rest of the other prison worlds are quietly ruled and controlled by Lord Victor Darkest, and exactly under the control of under the secret society of supervillains known as the Galactic. The Galactic uses those worlds and those planets as territories for them to exactly convene and meet and discuss the operations and their plans to taking out the universal heroes. Within that year, the Intergalactic Coalition was able to deliver huge victory by liberating thousands of worlds and thousands of planets from the Star Witch Queen and also from the Star Prince. By exactly doing so, they were able to exactly fought off the Star Witch Queen's forces and also the agents and also the rest of their battle cruisers. The battle was quietly depleted, but it didn't exactly take that much time because both forces suffered enormous amounts of heavy casualties. But from both sides, the enemy was quietly neutralized, and all their plans were quietly stopped. They were successfully able to take some of the other enemies into custody, able to exactly ask questions about what the Star Witch Queen and the Star Prince exactly planning to do by conquering the sacred universe and the rest of existence by any means necessary. But the Universal Heroes and the rest of the members of the Intergalactic Coalition didn't get the answers that they were expecting. Despite that, exactly. Despite this, the other prison worlds throughout the other prison worlds and throughout the other prison worlds and the other prison worlds lived in inhabitants of powerful beings with superpowers, with super abilities that can exactly make them able to adapt, to evolve, and teleport with the power of teleportation or power of opening portals. These beings and these creatures are quietly trained to fight in hand-to-hand combat. Lord Richard Darkest and the rest of the other descendants of the Darkest family have been training these inhabitants to fight in hand-to-hand combat, preparing them to become assassins, hard-working assassins, unrecognizable assassins, to exactly take out their enemies and destroy the Universal Heroes by any means necessary. They exactly train themselves harder and prolong themselves and exactly determine themselves to train harder and prolong themselves to fight through the thickest and hardest of the battle by any means necessary. Despite this, the inhabitants are very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, master tactician, agility, endurance, and immortality. They have immense of immortality, enchanted memories, and also magic. Some of them are viewed with magic and magical powers. They even launch a full-scaling invasion. Excuse me. They even launched a full-scaling invasion on the other worlds and on the other civilizations exactly, but they were forced to retreat when the Intergalactic Coalition and the World Heroes intercept them, forcing them to exactly retreat. But the rest of the other forces fought them harder. They fought them harder, tried to take them down as much as they could in order to exactly drive out the enemy. But they were able to successfully take some of the enemies, some of the agents, and some of the other forces into custody. The battle cruisers were all decimated. All the other battle cruisers were all quietly decimated in doing so exactly. The others exactly reconvened with Lord Richard Darkest and exactly informed them of the news that the Intergalactic Coalition was exactly expecting them in order to save the other worlds in the other civilization. But Lord Richard Darkest exactly reassured his people that the plan is quietly coming along very well and very quietly smoothly, that everything else is quietly falling rightly, straightly into place. His people were very happy and very quietly pleased in doing so exactly. The Extreme Witch and Power Light began using powerful experiment on within the prison walls in order to further their own ambition and their own goal, trying to unlock the secrets of the dark entities and the secrets of shadow energy. By doing so, they continue exactly giving themselves more power and more energy in order to become immortal beings, immense immortal beings with immense immortal powers, and immense immortal powers and immense immortal abilities that can exactly give them the ability of teleportation, opening portals, reading minds, possessing, awakening up the undead, and also combining dark technology with dark magic in order to create destructive technology for Lord Richard Darkest's empire and also for the rest of his forces. Powerlight began exactly experimenting with shadow energy in order to further up his own goal and his own ambition, exactly unlocking the secrets with the test subject of the prison world's inhabitants, testing them with their DNA, trying to create an army out of them by giving them new powers and new founding abilities, which is what exactly they did. Some of them didn't exactly survive the experimentation, others exactly survived the experimentation, but they were very, very successful. Some of them exactly mutated and became horrifying monsters beyond recognizable, using these monsters to exactly wage war, creating tension and turmoil across other worlds and other planets is what exactly Lord Richard Darkest and the members of the Galactic exactly did by throwing these monsters across world by world, planet by planet, forcing the Universal Heroes and the United Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition to exactly taking down these monsters and stopping the tension and the turmoil that they quietly are creating, and the chaos that they quietly heavily inflicting on the other worlds, and also on the other civilizations, exactly, by any and all means necessary. They were successfully able to exactly bring down the rest of the other monsters, but they were able to exactly remove the control crystal, the control the crystal technology that was exactly controlling them at the back of their neck, which they were successfully able to exactly do. In doing so, releasing them from their master's bidding, and also from their master's bidding and from their master's control. Exactly. But some of the creatures didn't exactly survive didn't exactly survive being controlled. They used all their power and their strength and their energy in order to destroy the enemy and decimate the enemy. But the enemy was successfully able to survive. But in doing so, the creature didn't exactly survive the battle, as he was quietly decimated within the area. Despite this, the prison world and the prison universe is extremely far away from the sacred universe and from the other universes, meaning far away, as in literally far away. Literally far away. It is exactly from the very far edges of the known universe, meaning far away. It is a Milky Way of its own origin, with other worlds within it exactly controlled and ruled under the control of the galactic as the central headquarters for the galactic, for them to exactly meet and discuss their plans. The prison world and the prison universe are extremely far away. Over the centuries, the prison universe and the prison world have currently evolved and also have quietly adapted. Within the prison world, the civilization has adapted, has evolved, has even expanded under Lord Victor Darkness's rule, exactly using as a central headquarters for him to exactly convene and meet to discuss. Other than that, he trains the inhabitants to fight in hand-to-hand combat in order to take down his enemies and also destroy his enemies who poses a threat to his mission and to his goal. Despite this, Lord Victor Darkness is a leader who leads his people with greatness, with the sheer force of will. He's a very evil villain who will do whatever it takes to conquer and rule all worlds and all planets, especially planet Earth and humanity, by any means necessary. The Galactic frequently clashes with the Universal Heroes and with the other heroes known as the Universal Space Heroes, the United Heroes, the Intergalactic Coalition, Fire Heroes, Water Heroes, all the other heroes who poses a threat to their serious operation by any and all means necessary. But despite this, Lord Richard Dawkins is very ambitious, very ruthless, and very determined. Excuse me, and very determined to conquer the rest of existence by any and all means necessary. He will not stop, and no one else will exactly get in his way. Even the new threat of the new Lord of Magic rising from the ashes, who's willing to exactly lead the Shadow Empire from a next millennia and taking up to new heights. This is exactly causes more attention and more war and a more power vacuum than ever. Everyone else is seriously panicking on exactly what to do, not realizing that the new enemy is the new Lord of Magic, and also Lord Victor Dawkins and the Galactic and the founders, the Order of the Five, the Order of the Six, the Order of the Seven, and all the other secret society of supervillains, and also the Shadow Empire itself and the other Shadow Empire warlords. And some of the other Shadow Empire warlords have exactly shared some of their destructive technologies to the Galactic, and also offered up their allegiances and their resources to the Galactic and Lord Victor Darkness's Secret Society in order to exactly aid him in his conquest and his mission, since they heavily believed in him and now they put their trust in him and also in his goal by any and all means necessary. Despite this, Lord Victor Darkness looks like a living God savior to his people, which he exactly is. But to his people, he'll do whatever it takes in order to exactly make them the ruling species of the rest of existence by any means necessary. He will destroy the universal heroes and he'll fight them to the tooth and nail. Him and his secret society will take them down by any and all means necessary. But the universal heroes in the Intergalactic Coalition and the rest of the other heroes are very quietly determined to restore peace and balance and order to the rest of existence by in all means necessary, and save humanity by preventing all wars and all attacks by any and all means necessary, and working with the other Four Nation Hunters by fighting with all the other supervillain secret society known as the Founders, the Order of the Five, the Order of the Six, Lord of the Seven, the Sacred Circle, Lord Justin, Lord Winter, Dark King, Winter King, Lord Harvick, the Harvick and Co., the Shadow Empire Warlords, the Shadow Empire Warlords, the Shadow Empire Warlords, and the Shadow Empire, and also Lord Ra and the Sacred Circle. They'll do whatever it takes. They'll do whatever it takes to put these threats down and keep them at bay, and also to maintain peace and prosperity throughout the rest of sacred existence by any and all means necessary. They will not exactly stop by restoring order and all means, even if it means by fighting their greatest and most powerful, formidable foe, known as the New Lord of Magic, and taking him down in New Secret Society. They will do just about that. The prison worlds are worlds, but they are not exactly beautiful worlds. They have towers and buildings and many moons and 12 moons and many 12 moons orbiting around it, and a blue sun exactly orbiting around it, They're exactly within the prison universe. They're exactly within the prison universe, and within the Milky, within the prison Milky Way, within the prison universe Milky Way, within it exactly, and it is exactly ruled by the galactic, and it's been under the galactic for centuries and centuries to come, even now exactly. Lord Richard Darkest still exactly rules the prison universe, and he still exactly rules the other prison worlds with an iron fist, and he leads it with greatness. He's willing to expand his rule and his domain across the rest of sacred existence by any and all means necessary. He will not exactly stop, and he will never exactly stop. But the universal heroes and the rest of the Intergalactic Coalition are determined to exactly put a stop to his plans and foil his plans and his mission by any and all means necessary. The prison universe is far away from the sacred universe, the Golden Star universe, the Mixel universe, the Robotics universe, the Star universe, and all the other universes. It is extremely far away. It is a Milky Way in very far edges of deep space, meaning far away. Within that Milky Way is the prison worlds that are quietly ruled and under the control of the galactic, the secret society of supervillains that is dedicated to ruling and conquering humanity and the rest of the other worlds through our sacred existence by any and all means necessary. They're exactly beautiful worlds and beautiful planets, but they are the central headquarters of Lord Richard Darkest in order for him to exactly operate his new secret society of supervillains for them to exactly meet and reconvene and discuss the operations and their plans to taking out the rest of the universal heroes and the rest of the Intergalactic Coalition's forces who pose a threat to their mission, and also to the operations. Well, I all hope you enjoyed this video, and I all hope you have a wonderful and a very blessed day. I'll exactly see you tomorrow. Stay safe and subscribe and like. Bye.